That's what we're talking about. Holy shit. And they all had doubts. They never freaking learned. Look at that. Damn.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So one of the most unpredictable shows of this year, the Tampa Pro is underway and the big boys are now out for the prejudging. So I think this was a show with probably one of the most diverse lineup in this entire bodybuilding season, because we hardly ever see potentially 6 guys in any kind of lineup to win a certain pro show. But this year in Tampa Pro we have 6 guys who can potentially win this show. So the thing that stood out the most to me, especially in that initial group, that was Quinton Beastwood. And the man did one hell of a job coaching himself for this show. The man is zoned front to back and he has amazing detail top to bottom. I mean, look at the detail in the hamstrings and the glutes. Especially look at the glutes and how shredded and ripped they are. And Quinton was being underestimated a lot leading into this show, simply because many people out there felt like he won't be in top shape here, or the fact that he would not have enough muscle, enough size for the kind of frame that he has. And I guess the reaction of the reigning Olympia champion Samson Dauda here, that just says it all. And he already called that Quinton Beastwood is gonna win this show.
Oh, my boy Quinton just showed up and put a lot of people to shame that was talking shit. Bro, he just killed it. Damn. Welcome to the freaking Olympia. I'm already calling it now. He's winning this show easily. Oh boy. Damn. Oh boy. Yeah.
Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So there is no prettier physique or a more aesthetic looking physique than Quinton Beastwood, especially in this lineup. Although you can say that he could still use more mass, more thickness, probably all over his physique, but more specifically in the hamstrings and the adductors area. But overall, I must say what an awesome look by Quinton Beastwood. The side leg in particular also looked absolutely insane tonight. And the guy also had that defined look on his face, because so many people out there, they doubted him for this one. Now that is a physique that reflects to be one of the most genetically gifted bodybuilder of this modern era. So based on all the physique updates that we saw from John De La Rosa leading into this show, which by the way were very few, it was pretty obvious that he won't be the standout guy in this lineup, because structurally speaking, he just wasn't the biggest or the most aesthetic guy in this year's Tampa Pro lineup. Now don't get me wrong, the man is very complete. He has that old man muscle quality, and he clearly has an edge over Quinton Beastwood in that back double biceps, and he was also the defending champion in this show, but definitely not the favorite to win this show. And I have got to say, there was some visible difference between his left and right leg tonight, which made the front 2 shots not very impressive on him, as that has always been the case when it comes to John. Plus, I have got to say the man has looked a lot harder and more tighter, especially at the Arnold Ohio last year. He came in absolutely ripped, so conditioning wise, he could be a little bit better. So Jordan Hutchinson is clearly the guy who packed the most amount of size from last year to this year. And thankfully that reflected on his physique tonight big time, as it was very apparent from all of his updates. So safe to say that translated big time on the stage. Now many people out there had Jordan Hutchinson as the favorite going into this show, and the man looks pretty damn complete front to back. He clearly has an edge over Quinton Beastwood in both the back shots, and the man is also in a phenomenal condition tonight. And what an awesome storyline it's gonna be if Jordan ends up smashing it out of the park, because initially he wasn't supposed to do this show. He was going for Texas Pro initially, but safe to say that it was the right call, and the man showed up at his all-time best. He did his work, and he will surely be in the mix tonight. Now we had plenty of guys in this year's Tampa Pro lineup who are worth mentioning. Well, let's take a look at the first call out. So we have Quinton, Jordan Hutchinson in the middle. Then we have Bruno Santos, John Jewett, John De La Rosa, and a surprise in there, Joe the Machine Palacios. Apologies if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. So I must say the way this guy Joe is looking tonight, he might very well be in the mix. I mean, look at the back of this guy. He's so dense and so damn thick. But at this point, it's a clear fight between Jordan and Quinton Beastwood. So Quinton has that huge size advantage, especially in the upper half. I mean, the man takes up so much space on the stage and he's so damn wide. But that lower half on Jordan Hutchinson, especially the size difference, that is so massive in the hamstrings and the adductors. And the good thing is that both these guys are absolutely ripped and both these guys came in bone dry. So if you look closely, Jordan is looking very massive and insanely big in this lineup. The front lat spread, that should be Quinton's shot all day long. It should be a showstopper for him. But Jordan is still looking so damn competitive next to him. So as I mentioned, there are plenty of guys who are worth mentioning in this lineup. So no Justin Shire, no Emir, and no Patrick Moore in that first call out of 6 guys. And no Beef Stew either, which just goes to show us that the competition is getting better and better with every passing year. Just have a look at the front double biceps of Quinton Beastwood and how much that stands out. The man is put up together so beautifully and based on the direction of the judging that we have seen throughout this year, I must say Quinton might get away with the win tonight. And for those of you guys who do not know, this can be his first pro win and his first ever Olympia qualification. So the overall size and the aesthetics on this guy, they are just way too good and way too hard to ignore. And we have to say that Quinton has finally arrived. So both these amazing bodybuilders, Quinton Beastwood and Jordan Hutchinson, they just made a huge statement tonight. Quinton in particular, because there is so much more muscle and more thickness he can put on that massive frame, and he can stand out in big lineups like the Olympia, because he is one of those guys who doesn't have to worry about blowing out his waistline. He can put on another 30 or so pounds and still he's gonna look so aesthetic. So both these guys, they are probably gonna be stepping on this year's Olympia stage. So Quinton versus Jordan, who have you got? So if you guys ask me, I'm going with Quinton based on the pictures and the videos. But let me know what you guys think. So a lot of people out there predicted that John De La Rosa is the favorite to win this show. Now some of us did not agree with that assessment, with that opinion. And the reason was, he wasn't looking very impressive in the physique update that we saw from him. So the man is out of top 4 tonight. So the judges did a separate call out with John, Bruno Santos, Patrick Tour, and Emir, clearly indicating that John Jewett is the one fighting for 3rd place with Joe the Machine Palacio, who was the biggest shocker tonight. Nobody even mentioned him during the build-up for this year's Tampa Pro Show, and the man came out and he beat the defending champion here. And not just him, plenty of other very good guys like Justin Shire, Patrick Moore, Emir, and Beef Stew. And I must say the biggest setback tonight, that is probably Justin Shire and also John De La Rosa. The reason I'm saying it's just then is because he was coming back after more than 1 year. And unfortunately he must be very disappointed after tonight. 2 former Olympians out of that top 4. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.